So there is actually there are two things that I will like you all to discuss lah. Hold on. Hey, where's my Zoom now? Hey, okay, okay. This is the sutta I shared with you yesterday, correct or not? You can see, not?
Yep.
The Chula Dhamma Samadhana Sutta. Okay. The shorter discourse on taking on practices, right? Dhamma means the practice. Samadhana Sutta. Samadhana means dana, you know, is a generosity. Samadhana means to take on the practice, how to actually you practice the Dhamma. Okay. This is a shorter discourse. There's actually a longer one, right? The one I want you all to really look into is actually this paragraph, the third paragraph. Okay. Amongst their 4 ways of taking on the practice, which 4? There is a taking on the practice that is pleasant in the present, but use pain in the future. Then there is a practice of taking on a practice that is painful in the present, but use pain in the future. There is taking on the practice that is painful in the present, but use pleasure in the future. And there is a taking of a practice that is present in the present, and use pleasure in the future. Tongue twister, okay? So basically, it's
the 4 parts.
These 4 parts here, all right? So is if you break it down, I shut down this one first. I open up my Word document, which I already kind of like listed down for you. Can see or not? My Word document. Here. This part here. Can see?
Brother Lim, can bring bigger.
Bigger. Too small, is it?
You zoom in that there's a zoom bigger, no?
Yeah. Zoom now. Like this. Okay. Can see now?
Can.
Okay. So basically, these are the 4 things here, right? This is a summary of the sutta that I asked you all to read yesterday. Okay. So today we're going to discuss these things here. I think when you're young, the time you all do mathematics, some mathematics teacher will say, don't do the easy one first, do the difficult one first. Correct or not? Because if you know how to do the difficult one, then the easy one, right? Some will not take this approach. Some will say, oh, depend on your development. Do slowly, take easy first, then step by step, then your progression becomes, gradually become more and more difficult. Correct or not? So some teachers use one approach, the tough one first. Suffer first, enjoy later. Some say, no, okay, you gradually grow in your development. Some say, never mind we'll do whatever you want. That one you enjoy first, then you suffer later. Exam cannot do. Correct or not? So basically, this sutta talks about your practice and the fruit that you gain. The fruit that you gain, what you do right now. All right. So the first one is there is a taking of a practice that is pleasant right now. All right. But you pain in the future. What it means? This one is no good actually. That means no need practice Dhamma That means you enjoy your life first. Enjoy all your attachment. Okay. Because you're rich, you're beautiful, you're handsome, whatever it is You got the karma very good right now. Okay. But you just take it for granted and you enjoy life. But this is the practice of enjoying what you have. Your karma that you built long time ago, now you're enjoying, but you don't know, you don't know. Enjoy, suddenly say, hey, burn out already. Your youth gone. Okay? Because you never take care of, conserving your wealth. One day wealth also go. One by one, all the good things go. Okay? The thing that you cannot control, your youth, your beauty, that one sure go. Right? So if you continue to give in to your pleasure right now, then in future, sure you suffer. Guarantee one. Okay, so this is what it means. Taking on the practice that is pleasant right now, but use pain in the future. Right? Then the second one, quite thorough also lah, this one, right? There is the taking on a practice that is painful right now and use pain in the future. Okay? This one is called the practice of stupidity. Okay? Let's say you join a cult, example lah. The cult asks you, don't eat, don't drink. You also think, oh, this is the right way to go. Practice not drinking, not eating. Until you nearly want to die, like Buddha, okay? Then you say, this practice correct or not? Sometimes if you can wake up on time, then good lah. You know, you just stop your pain from destroying you completely, right? But what if you cannot wake up on time? Then you sure die. Whole life you in pain. Then in the future also you in pain, right? So some people, especially those stingy one, very stingy, very miser, they can enjoy life but don't want to enjoy life. They want opposite from the first one. Okay, you got a lot of money, got a lot of wealth, but you purposely don't want to use it to help people or even to help yourself. Okay, until one day you die, then in the end the money go to where? This life totally not enjoy, right? Also cannot. So you suffer because you think you don't want to enjoy, you suffer now, but then in the future so you will suffer. Okay, so the first two actually is not good lah, because one is very attached to what you have, your beauty, your wealth. The other one, totally reject. You totally reject your wealth, you totally reject all the good things, reject. But in the end, you also in pain. Okay, because of ignorance. Now, these first 2 points actually explain the extremes. The Buddha said to avoid extreme. One is enjoy pleasure. Okay, they call it the
overindulgence.
The indulgence, yeah. The second one is nihilism. That means you totally reject. Okay, you reject whatever you have, also reject. Both will end in pain also, because it's not the middle way. This one is the either side of extreme. Okay, overly pressure and overly what call it, non-pleasure. Right. So the Buddha advised that we do not follow these two paths. Okay. So when you do sutta study, right, you look at the structure of the advice by the Buddha, it always go back to the middle path one, They will tell you, how to avoid one extreme, whether to the right or to the left. Okay, and what is the consequences if you follow this kind of path, right? So sometimes when the Buddha give a general statement, oh, don't be too overindulgent, or don't be too destructive. But you cannot be, sometimes the people cannot see, how it applies in our life, correct or not? So many times the Buddha will explain this particular concept in different ways. So in this sutta, the Buddha explained the non-conformity of the middle way like this. Okay. So sometimes you look at the sutta teaching, don't take it so literally. Actually, the deeper meaning, the Buddha has already explained from the beginning already. How to practice the middle way. So when you look at the suttas, then you look at this kind of teachings, then you try to think back, how to link back to the main teachings of Buddha. So you can see the structure is always there one. Okay. Now let's look at the next two one. Okay. There is the taking on the practice, or taking on of a practice that is painful in the present, but use pleasure in the future. Okay. So if you want to become a full-time Buddhist practitioner, a Dhamma practitioner, maybe you want to become a monk or nun, or even a brahmachari, all right, 10 preceptor, for instance. So you push yourself away from the pleasure you enjoy. All right, not? You like to put perfume, now you cannot put perfume anymore. You like to listen to the music last time, now you don't listen to music at all. All right. So you take away lah, bit by bit lah. You get what I mean? Things that that distract you from what call this distract you to enjoy and be attached to pleasure. Example, okay. So this kind of thing, like makeup, some ladies wow, very obsessed with makeup. No makeup, like I want to die like that. Correct or not? So you take away that time, you know. Imagine every day you spend 25 minutes, 30 minute makeup. 25 minutes a day, you know, makeup, you know. Okay. 1 week, how many hours that is, you know? You get what I mean? Or not? You ask you take that time, 25 minutes a day, makeup, meditate to 25 minutes, cannot. Oh, cannot. But you can look at yourself, do this, do that, you know. Don't know what like your ladies are very terror one. I don't know how you all do. On YouTube, from ugly can become so beautiful. Correct or not? The YouTube one, right? So imagine you take away that time. You take away 25 minutes every day, just instead of making yourself beautiful, which is impermanent, because after you go out in the hot sun, all melt already, correct or not? Then you have to start doing it again. Then instead of doing that, okay, you take that time and do something even more, I would say long-term lah. Long-term lah, I would say lah. Because makeup, I think it's short-term only, and it's a lie. People see you beautiful, actually, without makeup, wow, totally different person, correct or not? So you not showing your true self also, correct? So you take the 25 minutes and then you take on the precepts, right? That forbid you, you know, to do all these things. No perfume, no music, no makeup.
No accessories.
You see, no some not they discourage you to create a false idea of yourself. Give people wrong impression of you. Okay. So now when you don't do that, first thing is people will say, oh, you actually look like that one, without makeup. Example. People see the real you. No makeup, never mind. Sometimes some of these ladies put the, what you call that? Lenses. What do you call it? Those lenses, correct or not? No spec one. Then now once you take away your makeup, your hair you don't do properly already, and then you wear specs. So imagine your kind of face, you know, that is you, your original you, like that one. Go out and meet people. Okay. So compared to the one that you make up and the one that you don't make up. Now, I think people who used to see you having makeup suddenly see you like that. Hey, how come totally change? Then you ask the person, this is me, real me is like that. You want or not? If you want, then very good. You don't want that, then sorry, you know. I don't think what call this putting on the makeup and give a false impression and to kind of like mislead people, I don't think it's a good practice I think personally okay. It's all in the mind, right? So the life of, let's say, brahmachari, for instance, you let go all these things. Not that we don't want the lady to become beautiful. Some of us put a little bit of lipstick, fine no, it's not issue okay. But to be what call this attached, you know, to an idea of beauty that looks like this one, I think it's a bit I would say it's a bit misleading correct. You must understand, you know, people see you at face value, correct? If they see you like that every day they see you like that, suddenly one day you don't become like that, you change to your normal self. It's a shock to somebody, some people, you know, correct? I know because I used to work in corporate life when I was young. Okay. So when this girl, you know, always come in very beautiful one, used to be an ex-Malaysian Airlines stewardess. One day she came in without a makeup, you know. And I walked past her, I don't even know it was her. Because totally different one. And then she don't put her hair down the day, she go and tie up her hair. Then wear specs some more. So I thought what customer come and see the office. So I asked her, yes, can I help you? Then I look carefully and say, you how come totally different one? You know? So some people take a long time to get themselves out of this situation, right?
It's a form of renunciation, Brother Lim.
Yes, correct. It's a form of renunciation. So now it's doing something that at first you like. Now you don't want to do anymore already. Okay. Now, if you're alone, to make this decision, then it's fine, you know. Sometimes the family members will find that you're very strange. How come suddenly change so much? Correct or not? Or your friends suddenly say, how come you change so much? And they start worry about you. All right. Then you have to console them and say, hey, actually, I'm okay, I'm fine. Okay, I'm trying to practice a Buddhist life. And these are the precepts that I'm following. You can explain like that. Don't hide. Okay, don't hide. Be truthful. All right. I've decided I want to take up this practice, and I think this way of life is good for me lah, personally. So always tell yourself in the beginning that you're undergoing training. Just now we what call it we chanted the precept, correct or not? Panatipata Viramani Sikapadami Samadhiyami. Viramani Sikapadami Samadhiyami means what? I undertake the training to abstain from. Okay? Then only all the 5 things will come out from sexual misconduct lah, killing lah, lying lah, whatever. But the other sentence, the other part that we always forget, we are all actually undertaking training. We are doing a practice not to do this. By not doing this, then we will become this. Okay? So when we don't practice the negative one, we will get the positive result. You understand? So when we extend the 5 precepts to 10 precepts or 8 precepts or 10 precepts, for instance, become brahmachari, then we undertake the precepts to become even more refined. Like for instance, you know, I don't wear jewelry, I don't sing song, I don't do dancing, for instance. Okay, so all these things is to refine yourself. Yes, in the beginning it looks very odd lah. It's painful lah. You have to explain to people, and then sometimes you have to get used to it yourself. But it will yield pleasure in the future. Because in the future, guarantee, because the less distracted you are, the more calm you will be, and in future, definitely the fruit will bear a positive result lah. Okay. Then the last one, there is the taking on of a practice that is pleasant right now in the present and use pleasure in the future. Okay. So for instance, you want to do a lot of dana, for instance, do dana, do good, and then while doing this good thing, immediately you get the good result. People praise you. Okay. Your merit also acknowledged. Okay. And you actually see the fruit of your action have positive effect on the spot. Okay. Like somebody in trouble, you go and help the person. Maybe just make a phone call asking, how are you? Then the person let go. Just by letting go, the first person feel better already. So the result is immediate, is pleasant right now. Right? So this one will definitely lead to a pleasure in the future. Okay. So point number 3, taking on a practice that is painful right now, right, is about letting go of your
Attachments.
your attachment or your accustomed way of life lah. What you think is normal right now lah. Okay, right? Some people, when they first started practicing Buddhism, I know some friends, they stopped drinking. Last time they drink one, you know. Okay, even though they don't drink a lot, they are so-called social drinker. So during Chinese New Year or during festivity, they will have 1 beer or 2, or maybe take some wine, right? After that, they don't want to take alcohol anymore. So suddenly they have to explain why. Last time can, now cannot, right? Then they say, okay, I become a Buddhist. Oh, you cannot become a Buddhist. Then, but you're not vegetarian, oh, true also, I'm not vegetarian, you know. And then some of these people, they are not learned in Dhamma yet. They just, because their faith increase, they want to take on the Buddhist precepts more. So they undertake the 3 refuge, all right, accept the 3 refuge and become Buddhist. But they're still undergoing learning of Dhamma, right? So this kind of thing is take time to adjust, because you're changing, you know. Changing change itself will invite resistance. You must understand, you know, nothing goes smoothly one. If you are a married person, your family will think, what happened to you? Why change so much? You get what I mean? let's say, for instance, from eating meat to non-eating meat, become vegetarian. From person who like, it's okay to drink alcohol to strictly non-alcoholic, right? And you will definitely have to explain a lot to people around you. So this sort of resistance is, then they start to link you with a situation. Is it because of that incident or not? Then, and then they start to think different things, right? Different from what your motivation is. Correct or not? My motivation, actually, I just want to become Buddhist. Nothing to do with the incident or what, right? But I happen to have the incident, then started, maybe you say, okay, maybe it's about my time to change direction in my life. When you start thinking like that, then people also feel that something happened, and out of good intention, they say they want to help you. Wow, getting more and more messy, correct or not? So sometimes you just have to be very patient and say, oh, don't worry about me, I'm okay. I just want to practice like this, okay? I am still me, but, I'm just kind of like moving into another direction. So then after that, you must show your consistency, okay? Now, this kind of the last 2 points, because it says it yields pleasure in the future. That means whatever you do now will have a positive result in future. Then you must ask yourself, what kind of positive result that will come in the future? Are you going to become a more patient person? Are you going to become a less angry person? Are you going to become less irritated? Are you going to become less grumpy less complaining Is it the kind of change or not you want? You get what I mean? Because if that change happen, and then people start to notice, then they'll say, okay, whatever you have undertaken now, I can see a change in your personality. That is good. Okay, that is good, right? So you must show some consistency in the result, right? Because the first 2 points, the outcome may not be positive. Outcome could be very negative, right? You could be a more angry person, more negative person, more irritating person, things like that, right? So, and then you will cause more problem in future. This one is not causing problem. Maybe you cause some problem right now, but in the future, there will be some change. I've known some people, after taking on the precept, they change, become very much positive. But of course, some things is inside you already, cannot change one. Like you're very easy to get angry. That kind of thing, how to change so fast, correct or not? Take some time. Give the person some chance Give time Cannot expect, oh, now you're Buddhist, why you still angry? Cannot like that Cannot talk like that, correct or not? Monk also can get angry right? So this is basically the gist of the sutta. If we don't read all the sutta, they'll read this paragraph also good enough already. Okay. So actually, I think I wrote an outline of the guideline which I give to the organizer, Sister Andrea. She's not here today, is it? Sister Andrea not here. Okay.
No, she's
So
not here. The outline, do you have it? Because did the participants receive it? I don't know.
no, I give this outline to her. This is the one. Did you get or not? This one?
No.
Okay, so this sutta, right, is actually it's a practice. It's a step-by-step practice for you to change. You get what I mean? But it's just a manual for you to practice. Okay, there is no really big philosophy behind it. Okay, or maybe I would say there's no, like, for instance, specific tips how you can actually practice number 3 and number 4. You get what I mean? Correct or not? When I say let's say point number 4, there is the taking of a practice that is pleasant right now and use pleasure in the future. Yes, it's a very general advice. But what tips can you use right now, okay, to achieve this goal. So what I've done is that I have given to Sister Andrea 5 tips here, okay, to realize this one here. Understand? Okay. So today, maybe what we'll discuss is this one. Our goal is this one here. Unless we'll discuss some more. Like for instance, maybe you're saying, I'm actually around here now. Okay. I'm undertaking a practice to let go of some of my attachment. Then maybe you can share what resistance are you facing? You know, what kind of a situation are you facing that is maybe discouraging you or giving you a lot of problem, for instance? Okay, you can share out now, right? And maybe we can discuss. All right, because sometimes some people tell you, oh, you must be strong. Correct, you must be strong. You follow the Buddha's path, be strong, practice, let go. Then when you try doing it, wow, problems left and right all come. Then you tell yourself, actually, I'm not strong. When you say you're not strong, then how to solve the problem? Who can you talk to? You get what I mean? You need somebody to talk to one. You cannot be alone by yourself. All this talk about, self-reliance is only when you have attained certain confidence and certain level of practice that make yourself very strong. Then only you can say, I got I can depend on myself to go further. But what if you are not yet strong? You need community help, okay? You need people to be beside you. You need people to talk to you, or you need to talk to someone else. You need someone to counsel you, okay? So this part here maybe is a point where we can discuss today, right? But on this point, taking our practice that is pleasant right now and use present in the future. These are the tips that you can use, okay? And I'll go through one by one. Okay, so any questions so far? No? How many of you already Buddhist? How many years? Okay, me 35 years. Can you all share how long you all been learning Buddhism? 35. Since 24 years old. Not yet lah. Yeah, almost 35 years. Okay.
Since university.
Since 23 years old, I learned Dhamma already. I learned Dhamma when I went to university. Before that, I was not Buddhist. I Taoist kind one. My mother say, what my mother said, I follow. Very quiet one. Bye means bye, those kind one. One day, I asked her, bye for what, what I get. Then she cannot answer. He said, just bye lah. Don't ask so much. God angry, then you get it. Wow, I say, God also like that one. So when I first listened to the Dhamma talk in the campus, never talk about bye. We talk about self-reliance. Talk about what is being aware, looking at your mind. Wow, something totally changed. My mindset was totally changed. Okay. So 35 years later, so I underwent quite a lot of very, very aggressive Dhamma learning sessions when I was young. I'm very grateful that I did that when I was young, before I got a girlfriend, before I married. I think I would not have done it if I had a girlfriend. Seriously, So I got married quite late, 31 years old. I pak tor at 29 years old. So I'm talking about 5 years, 5 years of being a bachelor. Okay. So I went every week I went to Dhamma classes. I went for camps. I went for retreats. I went even for meditation retreats. 1 month to 3 months sometimes. Okay. So very intensive lah. Okay. And that time I was very fortunate because all the great masters were still alive. Ajahn Chah was still alive. Okay. All the Buddha Dasa Bhikkhu, very famous teachers, all alive, those days, Okay. And that time also, I think all the Vipassana movement was very strong. Mahasi Sayadaw, they were all coming to Malaysia. So that time, the Dhamma practice was very strong. Okay. So the foundation was there, lah, right? So I know because that time when I started practicing very well, my parents was very worried lah. I go university, then I talk like monk now. You get what I mean? They asked me once, you want to marry or not? I said, I'm not sure. Wow, very worried. He said, you are the only son go to university, and then you think like that now. Okay. But I say, look, let the wind blow lah. The wind blow, go here, I go there lah. I say, don't have to think about all this. But one thing I'm sure lah, as long as I'm able, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, I say, I won't just leave you all. Because my parents was not rich. So the only son go to university, and someone want to become monk, then they finish lah. Because my other two brothers cannot go university one, right? So they were very worried. They say, wow, I got one good chance, one son go to higher education, and he want to become monk, So this is the kind of resistance I'm talking about, You get what I mean? And the people who don't understand, right? You're changing yourself, but people don't understand. So how do you handle? And some more after learn Buddhism, some more like new convert, I call it new convert. Okay, go and tell my mother, ayo, you pai all wrong already. Wow, they're more angry. What do you mean pai all wrong? All the burning no use. I say, burn for what? Waste money. Burn. Because the monk say what? No need burn. Just burn one incense good enough already. I say, no need to burn all you fold all the things, all burn, no need. He say, no, burn for what? Who will receive? Burn your money only. He say, might as well you take your ringgit, go and burn. Right? Instead of buying the paper and then someone do so much work and then go and burn. So many things that happen, But then I realized so instead of talking about Dhamma to them, I let my behavior show. Okay. So I practice Dhamma. I become more calm. In fact, I listened more to my mother after I became Buddhist. Okay, I listened to her. After that, I don't fight back. Last time I used to fight back one, then I don't fight back. Then I say, okay lah, this practice is good. But then you think about it. Then I start to explain, reason with her. Then suddenly she said, hey, good, yeah, why you talk sense also? Correct or not? Then I found good job, support the family, right? Then they see that, oh, I'm doing okay lah. But I told them, I'm not go, I go out the work, I don't drink one, I said. And then they're very happy. You don't drink, okay. When I don't drink means I don't go nightlife lah. Because when you're young man, drink means you go nighttime clubbing all those kind of places, correct or not? So after work I come back already because I don't drink. Then they see me very quiet, then they worry. Why you keep on coming back alone? Then where you gonna find girl? Those kind of thing lah, Ayo, I tell you, so when you practice, there will be a lot of people questioning your values, all right? So one of the things that I want to show to you is that it is always good to adopt a philosophy, okay, that encourages contentment. A religion or philosophy. Why the word encourage contentment is so important? If you adopt a religion or a philosophy, they encourage you to get more and more. Keep on getting, Instead of getting money, you want to get more convert. Example, like some Christian evangelists. You get what I mean? You want to get more married, more more favor from say God lah or whatever. Okay. Some Buddhists I notice they do dana to get married, right? To get married so that their karma can be purified. While you practice like that, I think it's wrong lah. You do good just for the sake of doing the good only. Dana means what? Excellent in the beginning, excellent in the middle, excellent in the end. Not to gain, All right? It's a practice of letting go, not to gain. Okay, so you practice dana very well, just to think that, oh, it gives me a lot of merit, right? From this merit, may I be well and happy. May I be free from suffering. May I be free from disease. If you think like that, then Buddhism is going to disappoint you a lot. There is no way you practice so much and then no harm will come to you. Where got such thing one? There's no such thing. Okay, don't make yourself get trapped into this kind of situation, because what if you do so much good thing, still you get cancer, for instance? Then how? How are you going to explain to yourself and to your family that this Dharma is so good? I do so much that it will protect me. But no, things will still happen. Okay? Then don't trap yourself in this kind of situation. You just say, do good for the sake of doing good. I know because I see some people, I know one person, so-called dedicated Buddhist, all right? But he had an affair. Buddhist also got affair, right? Human being, okay? Then after the affair was over, right? Then he started to realize, oh, I did such a bad thing during that time. Now he wants to do so much dana, to cleanse the so-called sin that he have caused to himself and to the partner long time ago. Do dana, never mind. Then he do dana, he must let people know one. Tell the whole world, I do so much dana. I said, no need to tell. What for you tell? Okay. One day, he did make a dana, Katina room offering. Then he take the payment slip, You make payment online, right? 200 ringgit, 100 ringgit, I forgot already. Right? To show that payment has been made. He go and send this payment slip to everybody. Then people think, why you donate money to me? Then I check my account, don't have. Then I ask him, why you go and send this? You making money to me, is it? He said, no. Then you send this for what? Oh, I want you to rejoice. Share the rejoice in my dana. Got such thing on. I said, I rejoice in your dana, but you don't have to do this. Okay, no need to share your receipt to everybody to show that you are doing so much dana. Then I noticed this one is a kind of sickness because after every dana, he will say, no, may I be well, may I be no sickness come to me. But apparently, I found out he was having some disease. I don't know what happened. Okay, he was having some disease. Okay, and then this kind of thing is that he's thinking of doing more and more dana, getting more and more merit, so that his disease go away, so that he's no more in pain now. Now, this kind of practice is going to be very disappointing, because you are actually practicing wrong dharma. This is adharma already. It's not Buddhist Buddha dharma. Okay, it's greed.
Think the right view.
No right view anymore. Yes, you're talking all the Buddhist term, dana merit making good karma You get what I mean? You're holding on the Buddhist term, but you're not practicing the Buddhist value. Okay, you are having sickness now. Okay, and you think that this sickness come because you did something bad in the past. Now you want to atone for it by doing dana. You get what I mean? So by thinking that if I do dana now, I get a lot of good merit. This good merit will clean my karma so that I don't have been in pain right now. Wow, totally wrong. If you practice like this, I don't understand where the Buddhism you learn from. This kind of Buddhism is totally out already. Okay? So always adopt a religion or a philosophy that encourages contentment. Not to develop more and more greed, There are two kinds of greed, material greed and spiritual greed. Some people don't want material anymore, but they want spiritual. They want more merit. They want more good karma. Okay? The moment you want more and more of this kind of thing, it's the same as wanting and trying to get. This is called greed. Only the end result, end things is different. Instead of eating money, you want merit. Okay? Punya, merits. So don't be like that. So you adopt a religion, number one, it must be based on contentment. Because without contentment, you will misuse religion for your own purpose. You can see other religions having the same problem. Islam also having problem. Christians also having the same problem. They weaponize the religion, okay, to control people, right? So Buddha Dhamma, same also. If your mind is greedy you can weaponize Buddhist teachings, to get what you want. I got another case also. For instance, totally misrepresenting Mangala Sutta. I was a speechwriter for this person, okay? He's a so-called leader lah. One day he said, we were doing a project on raising money to build a temple or something like that. I was still young lah, 20 years ago, okay? That time I still always look up all these so-called Buddhist leaders because they say, wow, you must have done good lah. I'm just learning, all right? Then one day he asked me to write a speech on his behalf lah. He said my English is good, his English no good. Okay lah, I help you write. Then he said, can you add in one reference from the Mangala Sutta? According to Mangala Sutta, he say one, okay, building a temple is a great blessing. One of the 36 blessings, building a temple. From what I know, I said, where in the Mangala Sutta say building temple is a great blessing? You tell me. Some more, he can chant, the Pali one by memory. Perfectly. All the intonation correct. I said, you know how to chant Pali correct or not? Now tell me exactly where. Then he said, I don't know, but Buddha say one. You see, very convenient. He said Buddha say. So I told him, I said, brother, I can tell you, the verse that you are referring to is called Patirupa Desa Vaso. Okay? Patirupa Desa Vaso. It means to reside in a suitable locality. Buddha never say build temple. Reside in a suitable locality can be anywhere. Under a tree, in a hut, in your house, outside a quiet place where you can practice the Dhamma. Number one, I said there are two things that are very misleading. I said, you don't simply say things, Imagine I don't know anything, right? I follow you. I use my good English, follow your instruction and write something like this. According to Buddha, the Mangala Sutta say that building a temple is a great blessing. Now, wow, big karma, isn't it? Because you come out in a newsletter or come out in a magazine and you print 1,000 copies and let people go and read. People who don't know the Buddha very well, the Buddha Dhamma very well, look at it, it says, yes, wow. A lot of, what call this, good merit. Only playing piano. Is it? Yes, playing piano. Oh, okay, no more already. Okay, so if you misinterpret the sutta and then empower that misrepresentation on a social media message, for instance, or even a publication, then people who read, they say, oh, okay, I follow this person because he's a leader, and then give a donation based on a misquote of the sutta, okay, and putting words in Buddha's mouth. Wow, I think that is actually bad karma, okay? We must be very careful. We must learn our Dhamma very well. Okay, so what I'm saying is when we want to adopt a philosophy or a religion, number one is not for gain, but for contentment. Okay, to help us realize what is our practice of letting go, of not gaining, keep on getting and getting and getting. It's about letting go. First, letting go ego, then letting go of an idea of self, and then after letting go of material things that keeps us attached, right? Until we cannot let go. So we have to come to a point that if we can understand Buddha teaching like that, then we are safe. Otherwise, I tell you, we can misuse the Dhamma for our own purpose. Okay. Second tip is lead a good, noble life. Right? I don't expect everyone to become monk or nun, but at least keep the precepts. And I suggest, you want to make up also can lah. I'm not saying don't make up lah, but only put 25 minutes. I think 25 minutes a day is a lot. I'm thinking, you count lah, one day 25 minutes. Let's say 5 days you put makeup, 2 Saturday, Sunday you don't lah. 25 times 5, how many hours already? Almost 2.5 hours. Correct. 1 week. 2.5 hours, you can do many things, right? 2.5 hours a week. One month, how many? Right? 1 month is 2.5, 5, 10 hours already in 1 week. 1 month, 40 hours. 1 year, okay, just it adds up, correct or not? Then you think, that kind of time, instead of using it to do something that promote a false sense of identity and somewhat impermanent, right? And you have to keep on investing in it. It's not cheap, isn't it? I think those makeup kit not cheap, correct or not? So imagine all the thing wasted, right? So you take that money or the time and effort and you do something that is more fulfilling. Okay? So lead a good, noble life. No need to show off that you're wealthy or what, no need lah. Your wealth comes to you is your karma. Correct or not? Some of us are not very wealthy, still can live a good life. That's very good karma. I think that's the best. Even you're very rich, you require a lot of bodyguard. You're scared to walk out because people know you. It's best to be anonymous, isn't it? Like we all here. You go walk out, nobody knows us. Do whatever we want, also nobody care. Correct or not? Yet we can buy whatever we want, enjoy our life how we want. Nobody care. This freedom, Okay. So I think lead a good noble life and don't waste time and money on something that is impermanent. Okay. Third point, be skilled and efficient in your profession. This is very important. Some people think that being Buddhist means let go. Now, this idea of letting go also is a very careless and very misrepresentative of Buddhist teachings, right? Some people tell me, oh, you see, look at the Buddhists, all the monks, they could do any one. Half the time, walk here, walk there, sit down, I don't know what they do on the monks. Some people say like that. Why don't they become more productive? So I tell them, look, sitting down, watching your mind, watching your breath in and out is also a skill, a skill in patience, a skill in observations, a skill in awareness, a skill in mindfulness. You can do or not? Asking you to watch the grass grow, and not be bored, can or not? Nobody can do. Everybody want excitement, fast things. Everyone multitasking, correct? So when I tell them, actually when the monks sit down, they really sit down. They know they're sitting down. They know they're breathing in and out. They know, okay? They know when the pain is rising, mosquito bite, and when the pain go away, they know. You know or not? When you sit down, you know or not? Don't know. Sometimes we sit down so we don't know, right? Sometimes we come to, let's say sometimes we're not mindful, right? We come and sit down here, want to start working on computer. Then we ask ourselves, what am I doing here? Forget already. I go away and do something else. Correct or not? Actually, you want to do something, but you forget already, right? So to be skilled and efficient in your profession means you must be good in what you do. Don't be half, what call it, half baked, they call it. In Chinese, called Pun Kan Pat Leong, it's not here, not there, It's it's not heavy, not light, it's like chin chai, the kind of thing. Don't be like that. When you're entrusted to do something, do it well. Okay? Like any good meditator, you meditate means you do it well. Really good meditation. When you learn the sutta, learn it well. Don't just like, okay lah, I learn some sutta, then that's it. But you want to learn it well, means you really take it up the opportunity offered to you, and then spend time and then try to understand deeply. Okay? So be skilled and efficient in your profession. So if you let's say I'm a web designer, be a good web designer. If you're accountant, be a good accountant. If you're a manager, be a good manager. Okay? Don't use Buddhism as an excuse. Oh, I cannot be a good manager because the Buddha asked me to let go. Wow, that's also wrong practice. Let go of greed, hatred, ignorance. Not asking you let go of good skill. Okay? So be skilled and efficient in the profession. Number 4, control your mind. Okay, this is very important, right? So this is the most difficult. When asking you to control your mind means asking you to meditate, asking you to be mindful, right? So this is the one that requires us to practice. I won't talk too much on this because this is actually what you need to do is to practice, correct? So you need to spend some time. Instead of spending 25 minutes to make up, you use that time to control your mind. Example. Okay? This is called opportunity cost, You take away time and use that time to do something else, right? So this is called the opportunity cost. The 5th one is cultivate positive thinking. I think this is so important. Sometimes we also get caught up in a negative mindset that we become more and more depressed every day. Okay, so like for instance, some people say, to me, say, yeah, what call this, why we born here in Malaysia? Example, why we not born in Singapore, for instance? You get what I mean? You say, here all the politicians are so terrible, so backward thinking, Some more they're in control, we're not in control, right? We think we're more clever, but we're not in control, right? So then we got like no hope, no hope. Then we are like, how to improve our country when these people are in charge? We cannot do anything. What we say got no value, So the moment you start talking like that, and you feel that it's no hope, there is what call this, an idea that your life is being controlled by somebody else, then you start to become more and more depressed, okay? And this is not good. Because if everybody think like that, then it will become true. Okay? So everything is start from your mind, Okay? Now, there is a famous Taiwanese Master Sheng Yen. You know him or not? Sheng Yen Fa Se. Sheng Yen Fa Se, he founded the Dhamma Drum Mountain in Taiwan. Right? He's a very good meditation teacher. Zen meditation, Chinese Zen meditation called Chan. Okay? And he actually encourage others to go into the jhana, practice of jhana, okay? So it's actually anapanasati meditation, right? So he's the one who actually encouraged the Chinese Buddhists to actually study Dhamma rather than just nian for Aumi Tofo or just, bye bye the Guan Yin Pusa and then go to Jingtu, or bye bye Ami Tofo, go to Jingtu in a Pure Land. No, he said actually the Dhamma is very rich, but it's all about mind training. So Dhamma Drum Mountain, okay, which also influence our Jisen Fasa here. You know Jisen Fasa. So they're the venerables that encourage study, practice, and realization of Dhamma. Okay. Now, why I bring up Master Sheng Yen? Do you know that once he came to Malaysia and give talk many years ago, someone in the audience asked him, which country is the best place to practice Buddhism? Okay. No, the question he framed is like this. Which country is considered a Dhamma realm, which is the best place to practice Buddhism? And you know which country he go and name? He said, Malaysia. Malaysia is actually the best place to learn Dhamma, he said. The Dhamma realm here is very strong. Okay? Then someone was asking him, how can Malaysia be a good Dhamma realm country? Because we got Malay, got Indian, and our country is not even Buddhist. Our country is Muslim, right? Then he said, yes, your country is your official religion is Islam. Your country is a majority is Muslim. But how many Buddhist temples you have, So many. Your population only, what, 25% that time, 25%. But how many temples you have? And all the traditions are represented here. Mahayana, Theravada, Vajrayana. Okay? And then he says many of the famous masters all come to Malaysia. He knows. Okay? all have come to Malaysia and they participate in all the Dhamma or Sangha functions. So he said, your Dhamma realm here is very strong because the lay people also are learned. Okay, they are learned in Dhamma. Like we all now, all of us here, we are learning Dhamma. Okay. So I was surprised when he talked like that. Okay. So therefore, right, we don't just think of our country, say, limited to Muslim or Islam. We must look at ourselves. All right. As a Buddhist population, how much we know Dhamma? Okay. You'll be surprised, that we know quite a lot of Dhamma. You go to Thailand, which is almost 95% Buddhist or 90% Buddhist. Their Dhamma knowledge is very, very poor because they're born Buddhist. They take the Buddhism for granted. It's a national symbol. All right. So they don't learn Dhamma one. If you go there, right, and let's say before start of any festive ceremony, the monks will say, okay, everybody chant Namo Tassa, okay, 3 refuge and then 5 precept. None of them, many of them, in fact, cannot chant by memory. They have to take out a book in Thai and then they chant. So when I was chanting, the Thai person said, you not Thai, or? I said, no, Malay. I said, how come you know how to do all this? Oh, I in temple, Malay temple teach. Really? Malay temple teach? It's like, to us, it's like, how come you don't know how? You don't know how to chant triple gem, 3 refuge and the 5 precept? Say, no, we don't put memory, we read. Oh, I was so sad to hear that, Okay, if a whole majority, and I saw most of the people inside the temple there, hundreds of people, all opening the book and read. 3 refuge and 5 precepts, I'm not talking about Tisarana or some more. Okay, not even the Tisarana, no. I'm talking about just the 3 refuge and 5 precepts. They cannot keep the memory. So sometimes I'm very proud of Malaysia. I see my Malaysians, even young children can do 3 refuge and 5 precepts. Correct or not? By memory. Chanting in Pali. So in that sense, we must have this positive thinking that we are not that bad after all. All right? We must believe in ourselves. Do not let other people take over the narrative that you have no hope, you have no control. Everything is under your control. The Buddha teaches, control your mind, then cultivate positive thinking. You understand? Okay? So these are the tips, all right, for this one here. Okay? Taking on the practice that is pleasant right now, and use pleasure in the future. And these are the tips that how you can actually get the result. All right. Okay, so actually I finished already. You want to discuss? Actually, I don't know how you all work on this D.I.G. Maybe you can explain to me why you all want to separate into groups. I don't know. Those yeah.
What I understand previously, because the groups were quite big when this was started, so that's why they have to have the breakout rooms into 2 groups, and then each group will discuss and do a presentation at the end. So 2 different groups. That time, quite big group, but now the group is smaller. That's why we will just do a group discussion. Then, like for example, now Brother Lim, you have finished. I will it's Q&A session. I will ask the participants and sisters whether anyone has any question, and if they have, then they will unmute and they will ask you the question based on what you have discussed.
I see. Okay.
So now is a Q&A session. The floor is open to the sisters.
But do you still want to do presentation or not? I don't know. Because according to the guideline I've given, there is a presentation by group.
Yes. So it's up to the sisters if they have prepared. Anybody has prepared and want to say something? Sister Suchen?
Hi, hello. I think the format is such that we have breakout room group discussion so that we are more participative in the Dhamma learning rather than just listening. For this session, in fact, Brother Kui Fong's just now sharing was very very practical. In fact, something came out in my mind lah. So I just like to relate to my own experience on the sutta itself. For example, like the second practice, which brings suffering to the present and brings suffering to the future. So one thing that came up to the mind is there is such and such practice in our worldly life, especially in our work life. Sometimes there is this talk at the pantry, at the watering machine, or talk during lunch break. People like to gossip about others. And when the gossip, the content is usually talking bad about our bosses or somebody, and this create a lot of ill will. And when some people join in this discussion, maybe this person or doesn't experience the same thing, but because he listened to the group, and then the ill will also is planted in his mind, so he also have this impression which is not good about the other person, so he gets influenced. So that's why I think it brings suffering in the present, because the mind is planted with the seed of ill will. And then it also brings suffering in the future, because in the future, when this person see, let's say the boss who is being talked about, then he actually will arise ill will also in his mind. He also have this dislike for this person, just based on impression of other people's talking. So that actually is a wrong view, because he just believe what other people say, and he believe that person is not good, just because people gossip, people talk. So I think that is one I can think of lah, an example. Thank you.
Yeah, I think office gossip actually not very good lah. I try to avoid. It's very damaging. They try to have clicks, right? Clicks, and then this click not good with that click. Sometimes when you're new, I go into the office, and then they try to pull you in. They join us, then after that they see that you not really up with them. They see you go there. Then after that they avoid you. So by association also, you can get your problem. Correct or not? So you have to be very wise lah. So the best thing is to rise above all this cliquish and all this office politics by just doing good lah, lead a good life, right? Be good to everyone, right? Don't have any preformed opinion just because someone say, hearsay, So it's to discover lah. But if you start to discover that this person really terrible, this crook, then you just avoid. Okay, avoid. You have to discover for yourself, like Buddha said lah. Don't hear what people say. You discover for yourself. And then be a bit street smart lah. Don't get trapped. Once you discover, don't get trapped some more. Okay? Yeah, be a bit more sharp in your thinking. So being Buddhist doesn't mean you need to be blur. No, you need to be very sharp one. Okay? Don't be like so blur like that. Everything don't know. Everything is so calm, so peaceful. Doesn't mean you have to be like that. You can be sharp. You can be very clear-minded, right? In fact, if you practice very well, your mind is so sharp. Even before the person open the mouth, you can anticipate what the guy can say already. All right, and then you can also know how to handle the situation better. Because once you can do that, then people won't bully you lah. All right, if you just think that you follow very strictly, my religion don't allow me to do this, don't allow you to do that, then you don't blend into the group. That was difficult. Then they'll just maybe don't really what call it don't really give cooperation to you when you need it most. When you're working in a company, you need cooperation. How can you be doing work alone? Not possible, isn't it? Right? So again, you have to be very skilled and efficient. This is also part of the parcel of the whole personnel. Okay. Not only just in skill or doing the work, but skill in handling people, skill in handling emotions. Right? So I think we learn the Buddha Dhamma very strongly. I think we are above all these what call this unskillful actions. If you look at the Buddha's life, he handled all kind of people, you know. He handled kings, he handled prostitute, he handled mad people, okay? He handled all kind of people, you know. If you read this book, you got this book, Footprints in the S. Dhammika one, Venerable S. Dhammika. You can see Footprints in the Dust, okay? The life of the Buddha. Here he described the Buddha's life, right? And you think the Buddha entertained everyone? No. Sometimes somebody want to come and see Buddha. Ananda will tell the person, the Buddha said he's not free. Ananda actually tell the person come back another day, like that also got, you know. But we got the impression is anyone who come to Buddha, the Buddha entertain. No such thing. Buddha also need rest. Buddha also need his personal time, man. Okay? So do not form a wrong idea that Buddha is superhuman. Everyone he meet, he make them become enlightened. No such thing. Right? Some become sotapanna. Some become arahat. Yes. Some become nothing. But then there was a record that this person met the Buddha in the Tipitaka. Right? So what the Sister Suchen just now say is correct lah, right? So just be careful lah. Don't get involved too much in office politics. Can poison you one actually. Anyone want to do any more sharing?
Brother Lim, I have a question. I'm Wei Fun here.
Yeah, Sister.
Regarding contentment, I still remember when I was working with a team, right? So there are younger generation in their 30s. So a lot of times I see them spending the money on buying luxury items. So I keep telling them, I say, oh no, you don't need that. You don't keep changing all your bags like every 6 months, you know, when what is in fashion, they will start acquire those. Then I say, no, you can just live with it. You can just have a bag for yourself for a couple of years until it is when, you know, it's torn kind of, you know, in that situation. So when they replied to me, I think was a bit surprising. Like they said, Wei Fun, because you had it, you had it before, then you can tell me, you can ask me not to have it. We don't have it, so we need to have it. So how are we going to encourage contentment to this group of younger generation? Because they have peer pressure, which I can understand as well.
How old were they? 20s, 30s?
Mid 30s, late 30s.
I think it's just status lah, status. You know,
Yeah.
some people are insecure, so they use things like this lah, bags or luxuries, you know, or even a ring. You know, no need buy gold or what, just buy Swarovski also. It's good enough already, Swarovski. Okay. And then you may not be buying all the Rosmar kind of what's the name, all the bag, hundreds of thousands one, no need lah. The Gucci, Coach, also good brand already, but those bags cost thousands, you know.
Yeah.
Huh? You have nothing to do, you just go to say what's the place in Genting, halfway through Genting, take the cable car one, the outlet, what outlet already?
Premium
outlet. Premium outlet in Genting. Since when before you go up with the cable car, go to Genting, right? There you can see all so-called branded goods lah. Correct? Then I just have a look one day and just see one bag, 2,000, 3,000, very normal, no. Some more, laku some more. So many people line up to buy. I was wondering where they get this money to buy this kind of thing. You know, it's just a leather or whatever. I don't know what they do with the bag. What makes the bag? I don't know all this kind of thing. I just one day I just went in just to have a feel. What is a 2,000 bag worth? Then I went to Shishongkai, Petaling Street. Same brand, Coach, Gucci, whatever. I feel same also. But that one cost 50 ringgit only. Or they want to charge me 100. I said, wow, this is fake. I want to charge so expensive. He said, exactly look like the Gucci. You know, you can pass it off as a 2,000 ringgit bag. He said like that. No need lah. 50 ringgit lah. Then I just, for fun lah, eject the fella lah, you know. But the point is this, I think they just want to buy status. What she said to you is correct. You once had it. I never had it. Okay. Now I'm able to afford. That's the point. I can afford it now. So I want to show off a bit to show that you have arrived. Now that is a problem with the modern society. You are buying things to show that you have arrived. Okay. For ladies, it's bag, rings lah, whatever lah, dress lah, you know. For men, it's car. Okay. Car lah, all the big toys lah. Or even the handphone. What brand of handphone you have, correct or not? Okay. You go to the office now, then show, hey, what's that? Oh, iPhone 15, latest one, right? Then tablet also, or iPad lah, you know. And then you see one guy buy those, don't know what brand, Vivo lah, don't know what, Oppo lah, right? Then they say, well, this cheapo, we call it cheapo, okay? Compared to the iPhone one. So it's status lah, but a lot of people get caught in this status pursuit, is it? Unfortunately lah, pursuit lah. That's where makeup also come in, right? Those rags to riches people, I notice those who like poor one suddenly is able to afford to buy all these things. Those are the ones that really want to show off one, you know. You notice rich people don't show off so much. Those who are rich one, I'm not talking about like Rosman, I'm talking about rich people. Even the rich tycoon, they don't show off so much, you know. I know. But those poor suddenly can afford. Those are the ones that go to buy the Gucci. In fact, they cannot afford one with their salary, but they still buy anyway. Just to show that they have arrived. So they'll be invited to the party. They're invited to all the gathering. That all these so-called rich people are there. And they can use this opportunity to make connections, you know. So they can rise more and more and more. Now, this is all about insecurity. Contentment. So that's why if you do not have that religion or philosophy of contentment, you will always fall back into this sort of things. Okay? I see even Buddhists also. They keep talking about Dhamma a lot. But when you look at their circle of friends outside Buddhism, example, from their Facebook page, correct or not? Then you realize, this guy talk Dhamma in temple like that. How come he like that one outside? You get what I mean? So it shows whether you're consistent or not. All right. I hate all this gathering. Seriously, you know, I don't like networking one. That's why I cannot make it in Amway, or cannot make it in all this multi-level marketing one. I sure fail one. Because I cannot sell myself. No, I cannot sell myself. All right. You ask me dress properly, nicely, I'm more comfortable in like this, seriously. Okay? Because I think the true worth of one person is your original self, not your makeup and not whatever you're showing, you know, a branded pen or a branded phone. No. It's you, your mind, your expression of mind, your body, as you are, you know, how you show yourself as you are in front of another person or a group. I think that's the real you. If you can just do that, then you're not misleading anyone. You're authentic. I think the word here is authentic. Very important. Okay. So I guess I think you must encourage them, you know, okay, yes, you have arrived, right? Then you must tell them. One day also you can become old, you know, right? You know, you must make sure you save enough money for that time, you know. Nowadays, our EPF money, our ringgit so little. You can say like that. Our ringgit is so small nowadays. You think 1 million nowadays is a lot. 10 years, 15 years down the road, what is the worth of your 1 million ringgit endowment in EPF? Nothing. Now you eat one plate of rice, 8 ringgit. Maybe that time is 15 ringgit. Or maybe even 20 ringgit. We don't know. Correct or not? Last time when I was young, one plate of rice, what, 3 ringgit, 4 ringgit. Now double already. I don't know what's going to happen in another 10, 15 years. Because our economy is like that. You see? But it's a global issue. We cannot say anything now, right? But again, it's about priority, you see? So it's not right or wrong, but tell them, reflect, skillfully reflect, you know. All these things impermanent one. Your new bag cost 2,000 now. 1 year later, you're going to throw away already. Value is zero. You're going to spend another 2,000, okay, to buy another bag or even more. Then you say 1 year 2,000, next year 2,000, the year after that 2,000, 6,000 ringgit already. If you have a child, right, you could have saved the 6,000 ringgit and put him into a nice school. Example. Correct or not? So you have to talk to them and explain to them about priorities in life now. Okay. But some people, they say, oh, this is investment. If I got this bag, I show off, then if people look up to me because status ma. Then they bring me into parties, example. Then maybe I network, I get into, another company, for instance, I make a good connection. I can climb the social ladder or the profession ladder. Some people think like that one, So you must look at the intention also. If the intention like that, okay lah. That's your life. Okay, but if they got no intention like that, then they're stupid lah, because they're wasting money on all this bag. All this bag become throw away already, right? So I don't think it's not easy lah to handle. Usually I don't really talk to non-Buddhists lah. Even so-called nominal Buddhists in the office I don't really engage with them with Buddhism lah. I also pretend to be like don't know anything about Buddhism. But if they ask me for help, okay, that's where my Buddhist thing come out lah. But I don't talk Buddhism. I talk the value of Dhamma. Do good lah, help people lah, be generous lah, be attentive lah, be mindful lah. All these things I talk. But I don't use the word Buddha, I don't use the word Dhamma, I don't use the word Sangha. I don't wear the label Buddhism in my label one. On my what call that? Cabinet on my cubicle. No Buddha images, no Buddhist thing. I don't have all that. Right? I go there, do my work, but showcase the values of a good person, I would say lah. Okay, as encouraged in Buddhist teachings. Let your good values show. No need to show the label, just the values is good enough already. That way lah, right? Okay, anything else?
Thank you, Brother Lim.
Sister Wei Fong, no problem.
Is there any more questions from anyone?
I got a question. Wait, let me. Oh yeah, I only left 1%. This iPad, when I use it, it just go down, cannot charge. So I leave my video off. Is it okay?
Can. Who's this sister question? Is it?
Fanny.
Penny.
Fanny, yeah, on it for a while because go 1%.
Oh, you lah, you. Okay.
I'm Fanny. I don't know where am I. Yeah, I just want to ask. I'm very happy to see the third one, which is like painful in the present but yields happiness in the future. Because I see that even though I have some passionate or interest like in my life, or sometimes I push away certain things, or I'm still very deluded, right? But as long as I live a holy life, then it actually will bring happiness in the future. But I just want to ask, what's the definition here, like for passionate, aversive, and like strongly deluded? Maybe is more referred to that we have the view of like wrong view about self, right? So the meaning of like passionate, can it be like, let's say if I like drawings, or if I write certain things, where I like certain things, but somehow these things are impermanent, it still brings like pain and grief out of it. Does it mean that?
Yeah, passion means you have a very strong drive, okay? You really want to do it. Okay? You really want to do it. Let's say you're a very passionate artist. Wow, you see one brush and one canvas, wow, you go berserk, you want to paint already. Correct? Or you're very passionate in, say, what call it, a writer. You're a writer, okay? You're very passionate. Then when you write, you make sure all the grammar is correct, all the punctuation is correct, cannot make mistake, right? And then your draft is updated again and again and again before it getting published. That's what I call passion. No passion means we simply write an article. Then we say, okay lah, good enough. You don't double check, you don't triple check. You think it's good enough, then you publish already, right? So there is a difference between passion and non-passion. Okay? So it is good, up to a point it is good, right? Because passion drives you to become perfecting. You try to perfect what you do, which is very good, right? But if you hold on to it too much, hold on to it too much until you create suffering for yourself and to other people. For instance, right? Let's say you are a writer. You are very passionate in your writing. You write an article, okay? You make sure that your punctuation is correct. Your standard is very high. But then you're working in a team and you require your team member to check your work, all right? Then one day you find out that before it's being published, this person who's helping you to check the work never do properly, for instance. Wow, then you're very angry. You scold the guy, call the guy name or whatever. Yes, you have very high standard. Some people cannot follow your standard, right? But you want to impose your standard onto them. Then you don't have the compassion, for instance, because you're so compassionate, you're so passionate, but no compassionate enough to understand where the other person is coming from. You get what I mean? And you scold the person, you really put that person down, you know. You say, so useless, I better do myself. Then the kind of word that come out from let's say you talk like that, it will
The
really
one brings pain.
very painful.
Yeah.
Passion, passion is not compassion, okay? Passion means you drive. Compassion means you got the empathy to look at how good you are. At the same time, try to understand, can anyone follow my standard or not? Not everyone can follow our standard. We cannot impose our values and standard on other person. Not everybody is made the same, you see? So what we do is that, okay, we understand where does our standard is, but if someone want to help us, then we also have to, in the beginning, tell the person, hey, my standard very high one, you think you can follow or not? All right? If you think you can follow, you better, you must be tough, okay? Sometimes I'm going to be tough on you. If you cannot take it, don't take up this job. Say like that. You get what I mean? So that if you openly openly tell the other person that, this is my standard, this is my level, okay? You cannot be up to this level, you better not come, I tell you, it's going to be very tough on you. But if the person say, okay, I may not be there, but I'm willing to learn. No matter what you throw at me, I'm not scared one. Now, this kind of person, okay, is worth taking on, to be your apprentice or whatever. So you must have passion, at the same time, compassion also. Compassion is very important.
So compassion is like, maybe you are referring to, he lives the holy life. That is
No. Compassion means to have empathy. Empathy.
I'm referring to the sutta because it say because sometimes I realize our habit is very difficult to change.
Correct.
So it's like, we have passion, we have aversion, we are deluded, right?
Correct.
As long as we train, like you say, you use the word, we undertake the training to live a holy life that will bring happiness, right? Is it this one, number 3? It says, right? Then I have one more question, brother. It's like, I know number 4 is talking about jhana. And then it's like pleasant in the moment when you got the jhana, first jhana to fourth jhana, right? But what if like certain meditation, they don't actually focus on jhana?
So those are called the vipassana. Vipassana is just to observe the rising and falling of your, let's say, abdomen, okay? So in the end is to observe the rising and falling of phenomena, okay? Because it's a different kind of meditation. Actually, jhana start off with the observation of the in and out of breath. It's also the rising and falling phenomena. But you are tagging your mindfulness to one kind of practice, which is watching the breath in and out. Okay, so it can be very refined one. No, breath is air in and out correct or not? But if you're watching your abdomen, your stomach, it's a physical object. Feeling what you can feel your stomach, you can feel the hardness. Okay, and then the rising and falling. So it's a sort of observation. Okay. So it all depends on you actually. right or wrong lah.
Mm.
But if you look at the Tipitaka, the Buddha never really talk about any other type of meditation except the Anapanasati, the practice of observation of the rising and falling of the in and out of breath.
Mm.
Okay, and actually, he actually does talk about jhana.
Mm.
Okay? Even before because he became enlightened, he said he attained certain level of jhana.
Mm.
After that, in the stillness of mind, one-pointedness of mind, ekagata, okay,
Mm.
he used that kind of mind, the quality of mind, to
Mm.
observe the rising and falling of
Mm.
phenomena.
Mm.
Because that kind of mind got no judgment, very
Mm.
objective, already.
Mm.
No like, no dislike, no thinking.
Mm.
It's just pure observation, a
Mm.
pure mind observing without judgment.
Mm.
With that kind of mind observing without judgment, then
Mm.
we see
Mm.
the true nature of life, how life comes, how life goes. Okay, and there the wisdom arises. But before we attain the kind of level of our mind, and we start going to investigate rising and falling, okay,
Mm.
yes, that kind of mind is not a good mind to investigate, because that mind is still involved in thinking, involved in analysis, involved in making judgment. You know, like now we all still in the mind of thinking, making judgment and all the delusion also included one. Just now, okay, we are not enlightened yet, so our mind is still deluded. We have ideas, we have egos, okay. So when we bring all this impurity in our decision making, that is not wisdom. That is our thinking, totally one, okay. So that is why when you have to meditate until a certain point when your mind is at calm level, very, very calm, okay. Fourth level jhana, okay. Fourth level jhana, example lah, all right. The realm of arupa loka already, the realm of neither perception or non-perception, those kind of realm already. That kind of realm, if you stay there, then you wasted all your effort, because you never use that kind of mind to go and investigate. That mind go investigate, that's the time you will see wisdom, okay, and you can see the Four Noble Truth. But I guess many of us don't go into there lah. Sometimes we get stuck in the jhana. Wow, so peaceful. We don't go anywhere already.
Yeah.
Then we think we in nirvana. Actually, no. We just calm down the mind only. Right? So everything calm. Doesn't mean we realize anything, Right? So controlling the mind is about all that lah, and investigate. Because I think if you still want to live your life now, we haven't realized anything. Because the Buddha say, you must be disgusted with your life. Seriously, you must be disgusted with your body, with your life, right? Then you go and really search how to get out of it, That's where your passion comes inside. The Buddha was so passionate in his 6 years, from 29 to 35 years. He died, so he want to find the answer, right? Then after that, he found it at age of 35. Then once he attained Nibbana, there's no turning back already. Okay?
I think when this one, you bring me back to the first notes where the painful in the beginning and painful at the end. Because recently I was reading one sutta after the previous class about sensual pleasure, the danger of it. So the first one is telling us about, again, the danger of sensual pleasure.
Correct.
So sometimes I realize when life is difficult, we really want to get out of it. But somehow we cannot get out of it is because we still attached to this sensual pleasure without understanding without experiencing, without the understanding, not just like understand, really like penetrate or really understand this sensual pleasure is very, very dangerous. By text, we understand that Buddha is telling us lah. But in real life, sometimes sensual pleasure and music give me some release of stress. This how, you know what I mean? It's like some music I find relief, Even sometimes listen to the Dhamma talk, you find happiness in that just by listening to it, So sometimes I realize the number one is like, it's very good, but somehow I realize that it's so deeply rooted that so difficult to let go, even though we are not extreme. Yeah, even though we are not extreme.
Yeah, so which means you already have attained some level of wisdom already. By talking like that, already you saw something, you see. Sometimes we say we only one beautiful thing. That's why our altar have the very beautiful. We find the statue that is we have affinity with, right? Let's say you look at your Buddha altar lah. Why you got one Buddha statue there? Why you put the beautiful flower? What kind of flower you put? Correct or not? Your flower and my flower different one, you know. Why you have flower? Correct or not? Your incense burner, your water holder, whatever call it lah, you know, and your vase, example lah, right? When you construct your shrine, you want to make it very beautiful, so that when you say, oh, this is my sacred space, I go there, I feel peaceful. I can look at Buddha, I'm happy. I can practice better, I can meditate better. Why do you need that? You know, some people say, oh, of course, it's a holy place, so I need to make it beautiful, right? But then when if I tell you, in the early Buddhism, there's no such thing as Buddha image, you know. Never had a Buddha image for 500 years. Only used gold only. Those days, they represent Buddha by an empty seat, by an umbrella, by what call this, elephant, you know. The kind of symbolism to represent him, you know. But today, we must have a beautiful statue in our temple, in our altar. Correct or not? Then we say, oh, this beauty represents the Dhamma. So then when I look at it, I got faith. Now this is actually the mindset of a novice Buddhist. After a while, after many years of practice, you don't really need all this to keep your faith strong, okay? What you need to keep your faith strong is practice, right? And what you've gone through is actually a fruit of your practice. Some people say, I don't think I need to, you know, look at the beautiful things, right? I need to look at my impurities on my body. Not recently, many years ago, one of our brother, Dhamma brother, wife passed away. Cancer in the brain, okay? And if you have experienced before taking care of a cancer of the brain version, stage 4, the last few weeks is very terrifying one, you know. The person that you love so much, okay, suddenly become a totally different person altogether. Because of the pain, and then it impact on the brain, that person become changed already. All right. And she became, the wife, he told me, became very angry, say bad things about him. When they give food to him, spit on his face. You know, sometimes because he take the medication and then something not right, and then you vomit, you know, all the pus come out, you know, and then, I tell you, to clean up the pus, you know, clean up all the vomit, you know what I mean? Then one day he told me, actually, that's what Buddha say. Our body all like that one. We outside look beautiful. Then he said, he look at the day he got married to her. All makeup, all beautiful, wearing the wedding dress. But on the death date, like that one. You see, the same person I love or not, he said like that to me. When I go and pay my respect, you know, okay? Then he said, taught me so much this last few months. The person I love, a young, beautiful girl, when die like that, you get what I mean? So it's the same person, you know, we had children together, we had good times, but now it's like that. Who is the real person? He asked me like that. Oh, who is the one that I married to? You know, so sad, you know, when I heard. So then I realized when he said to me, that's what we are inside our body. Inside our skin, all pus, you know, blood, you know. Okay? So he says, sometimes we get so attached with our beauty, our outside. We forget all this reality. Reality, you see. So the Buddha says, sometimes, yes, we got this beautiful thing, but we also have to look at the reality of life. The reality of life underneath our skin is not nice one.
Okay. I got I got a message from you. So it's
Oh,
like
that was a very
actually,
very
uh,
powerful message. You know, when I went for the funeral, that is the most memorable funeral I ever attended in my life. Seriously, because the Dharma was so strong. At that moment, I go wake up a bit lah. I go wake up. Actually, I said, wow, really, man? You know, I never expect, you know. And then I went, that time I was alone with him only. Because I went during the afternoon. Because at night time, a lot of people, what is it? He come in the afternoon. And he shared the Dharma with me. That time was so powerful, the Dharma, you know. So sometimes I'll be thinking, yeah, you know, that one made me change my life a bit lah. Last time I used to be very like, what call that? Everything must be beautiful one, you know. Then I decided I say, okay lah, let's look at my values again. Then I realized what the Buddha say has been very true lah. If we keep on attached to this beautiful external self, we will never understand the Dhamma in this true essence. Okay.
Brother Lin, I think thank you a lot. Like what you share, this one number one, the number one we attach to is to like you say, we don't attach to our body and our senses lah. So what you then from there, I go on to what you share with us from point number 3 and number 4. Focus on that, yeah. Because the number one very difficult to uproot.
No,
Thank
no need to uproot. What I'm saying is face the reality, and at the same time, do what you can see for yourself. Immediately want to practice. Because we are all human beings. Cannot be like, oh, practice negative, so that one day the good will come. Cannot also. We want to do good thing on the spot, people praise. You get what I mean or not? On the spot, make a difference to other people in a positive way. We have to do that all the time, you see? We do it with contentment, not to gain so much like, oh, get married. No need to think like that. What for? Right? So at the end of the day, it's our heart, It's nothing to do with our body, it's our heart. Okay? And the karma that we generated. And these are the things that we will bring to the next life. Okay? The body will leave behind already. Nothing we can bring. The karma embedded in consciousness. The moment you pass away, that consciousness move on to the next life, embedded with the karma that you develop in this life. That one we can bring. That one you must cultivate. That's why every moment, waking moment is such an important time for us, you see. Don't waste time. That's why I keep on saying in the beginning, 25 minutes of wake up, is like, wow, I tell you, 25 minutes of wasted time, to me lah. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so actually, if you're interested, you know about this noble thing or not? You all don't know yet, I think. You know?
Yeah, we know. I know.
How many of you know? So you want to go, you go to this robot, Buddhist robot, noble-ai.org, and you click on this button at the top, at the bottom, where am I? Oh, shucks, what happened to me? I wrong already. This one. You see the noble here on the bottom right-hand corner?
Yep.
Click on here, and then you can ask questions, okay? So just now I asked some of the questions here, like for instance, adopt a religion and let's say I use this one here. How to adopt a religion or philosophy that encourage contentment, and you see what happened, okay? You got nothing to do, talk to the robot lah. He will tell you, in detail. So adopting a religion or philosophy that encourages contentment involves several steps. Understanding the philosophy, okay? The first step is to understand the philosophy of religion you wish to adopt. In Buddhism, for example, we believe that individuals are the heirs of their karma and masters of their destiny. Now, you see, this is so important. I already mentioned just now, okay? Whatever waking moment you do good, because it's going to plant the seed of good karma, in your consciousness. And when you pass on, this is a consciousness that will pass on to the next life, embedded with all these karmic qualities, all right? This means that our actions have consequences, and we have the power to shape our own lives. So this is where you control your life. You get what I mean? You control your life. Don't let circumstances control you. we control our life. Again, the guy said, forego short-term pleasure. To gain greater happiness, we must prepare to forego short-term pleasures. This doesn't mean denying ourselves all the pleasure, but rather not being controlled by them. Oh, you get what I mean? So just now, there's just one line only. So when you ask this question on the, let's say, noble, then they will tell you more and more things. Then some more. Lead a noble life. What it means by that? Lead noble life means even if it does not believe in life after death, let's say you don't believe in rebirth, it is enough to lead a good life, a good noble life on earth. This involves enjoying a life of peace and happiness here and now, as well as performing actions which are benefit and happiness of others. Some people say, I don't believe in rebirth. All these things, I think it's a Indian teaching, not Buddhist teaching. But because Buddha was an Indian prince, right? Therefore, he followed the Indian teaching. Okay, that's up to you to believe like that. But asking you to practice good right here and now, that one no need to believe it. You can do it right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So finding contentment, we must learn to be content in order to have peace and happiness. This doesn't mean stop striving for improvement, but rather that we find satisfaction in our current circumstances while working towards our goal. Okay? This robot is well trained, So actually, when you ask a question, it will come up with some very, very interesting answers. Okay? Then practicing the philosophy. Once you have understood the philosophy and are ready to adopt it, the next step is to practice it in the daily life. Okay? This could involve finding a local Buddhist center or temple or practicing the Dhamma at home. There are many resources. Okay? So at the end of the day, it's not just about learning, it's about practicing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even about learning by yourself. If possible, learn in a community. Some people will say, this noble come inside, finish temple. Even the monk also joke with me. Venerable Dhammika. Oh, like that, I got no more job already. You got robot, what for you need monk? He said like that to me. I said, Bante, no. The robot is only as good as the monk that we feed inside. The content come from where? The content come from wisdom from like you lah. Okay, so we need the monks to feed the content. Then after that, he said, I'm joking only lah. But what he's saying is like this. This kind of tool is good for you to learn, to improve your knowledge. But I think you still have to go back to the center and the community, to engage in discussion like now what we are doing here. You get what I mean? So we improve our knowledge together, Find all ways and means to increase the quality of our Buddhist knowledge, right? And then we share among the community. Now, once we can do that, then we enrich everyone together. Okay? And I think overall, then the Buddhist community can become a really quality one, right? Don't just practice by own self, meditate, become Pachika Buddha, happy already, no need to talk to anyone. No need to be like that. We should have the Bodhisattva spirit also, okay? Go out, reach out, and talk to people, okay? Share the Dhamma, and be of service, like the late chief said, be of service. So I guess if you're interested, you can come to here, the nobu-ai.org, and then click on this button here, and then check it out.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay, any other question here? I go back to my
Okay. If there's no more question, then we shall end today's session.